It's really about our farmers and putting them at the center and dealing with whatever their issues are.
Hello, and welcome to this edition of the State of Soy. I'm Michaela Jordan, coming to you from Landus Cooperative in Bradford, Iowa, with Landus CEO Matt Karstens, talking about the recent health insurance program that Landus has launched. Let's start by talking about what this program is and why Landus took this step.
Yeah, Michaela, you know, the journey as a cooperative is really one that's more complicated than probably a lot of people think. It's really about our farmers and putting them at the center and dealing with whatever their issues are. There's no doubt many years ago when our great-grandparents put the co-op together, it was about a better market for their grain, pooling the price to get lower price for inputs and so on. But as time marches on, things change, right? And the need of the farmer really escalates to something different. And although without a doubt what we do in grain and inputs today is still very important, now there's more things sneaking in, whether it's innovation and technology, data, sustainability, and one that we found 2 years ago in our winter meetings with a select group of farmers was how much health coverage had accelerated in their minds and how it's become a burden to the family farm. And not just from a cost and coverage standpoint, but even more so what it meant to the spouse or the next generation being able to come back to the farm full time versus having to work off time for health coverage. And that's just not right. That's not what we want for our farmers and their spouses, the next generation, and so on. So starting immediately, any farm family that needs coverage can get it. Probably it takes about 5 to 6 weeks, or most of it will start January 1 of 25 when their new policies renew.
What does Landus's insurance program look like? What is the product?
It's standard coverage that a farmer would look for in what they have a need for medical. But what I love about it is it's got an interesting twist to it, which is virtual coverage, which virtual coverage is not new, but the way that we do this with Momentum Ag is different. It sends out a care package that you sync this device with your phone. So while you're on the phone with the doctor, there's different attachments to the device I mentioned that syncs with the phone that they could see ear, nose, throat, temperature, skin condition, and so on. So once again, not only providing the coverage, which has got probably anywhere from a 5 to 15% cost reduction, we also make it easier for a family in rural to get coverage and not having to go all the way into a doctor or find that coverage, but can do it even from a tractor, parked of course, but safely where they can use that device and be able to get immediate coverage with zero cost on the virtual coverage to be able to get the support that they need and then move on with their day. So I'm really pleased with what we've been able to put together that meets them as our farming community where they're at today and their family as well.
What response have you gotten from farmers as you've launched this program?
The response has been very, very strong, which we knew it would be, not just from a cost coverage, but with the virtual side as well. They'll see it as a very normal process with some benefits of cost and then the virtual side as well.
How do you see this program evolving into the future? And do you think there'll be other ag service providers that follow your lead with developing an insurance program?
I think as we look to the future, we've got to continue to look at how we drive costs out of it. We're seeing that on our own side with our employees and their health coverage. This is a tough topic. I mean, there are a lot of twists and turns to this and things that we're even learning as we've taken our Landus family to a captive. Do I think others will provide? I hope so. Competition is good. And that was one of the learnings that I had and surprises is with different laws that have been passed, it was kind of a real small market that could provide this, particularly to rural. And that now has been changed with this health coverage, and we hope others join us along that journey because all farmers, all rural, all citizens of Iowa deserve a chance to have good coverage that meets them where they're at. And it's time for this topic to change and evolve, and I'm excited for what we're doing in that front.
Landus is taking a lead in providing health insurance to farmers without somebody having to leave the farm. Thank you, Matt, for all you and Landus do to support Iowa farmers.
Thank you.
Reporting for this edition of the State of Soy, I'm Michaela Jordan.
Everything starts with the land. We really respect farmers.
There's nothing that we cannot help a client with.
The brokerage, the management, the appraisal, and the investment are four pillars that really go so well together.
We work with a lot of really great people working incredibly hard to provide for their families, their community, and the country.